Scruffy. Scruffy.
Yes.
Tell me when we're live, okay? I'm going to stop masturbating.
Okay, we're live. So Jim's gonna stop.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, everyone. He's going to do his thing.
All right.
This
Hi, folks.
is Scruffy looking
What?
RGB, and today I've got guest starring Kidshoryuken. He's a little
Oh, I'm good. I'm not a little anything. You know, everything I do, it's a lot.
It's live. Okay. Sorry, still gathering myself here. I'm not used to these live streams from home. But Jim is with us today to discuss YouTube, past, present, future. And we're going to talk our pickups, recent pickups, discuss what you guys have been playing. We're going to discuss what we've been playing. Jim's going to make it G-rated today because he's on a.
Oh, that's right.
We got to keep it for the kids.
That's right.
Okay.
I got to remember I'm on someone else's channel. That's why I said masturbate. That's why I used a very clinical term.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
I see. I got you. But we're well hydrated. We're well hydrated. I've got drinks here, so we can go all night.
Yeah.
All day, all morning. Okay.
Yes. And what a beautiful morning it is.
Let's see who we have in the chat at the moment. Patrick Pauly came in early and said he is glad he made the live stream. It's his first time to make it in here, I think. And we got Inu Bass. What is up, Inu? How are you doing? Jim has a very bright window. Yes, he does.
Yes, bright. It's a bright sunny day today, so I thought maybe it would be nice to do this in my kitchen, where I have access to coffee and donuts, and I can look out here at the sunny skies. Although all you can really see is maybe this building behind me, but there's some skies over there too. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, I was telling Jim he looks very angelic. He needs like wings to go along with this very soft image. But anyways, you guys are seeing my most recent live pre-recorded hunt behind you. If you hadn't already checked it out, I released it yesterday. It's a Surugaya just outside of town, and we are looking at some GBA games. I did pick up a couple games, one from this location here. I will reveal it a little bit later. But what do you think, Jim, about Surugaya as far as price-wise? Do you think they're more expensive, less expensive, on par with other shops like Trader and Super Potato?
Yeah, they're probably on par with something like Trader. Maybe not Super Potato per se. I would say, as far as like price, like what you're looking for, like it's always best to go to a hard off, because you know their prices are probably going to be the lowest, especially if you go somewhere kind of outside of Tokyo. And then the next tier is like Surugaya and Trader, places like that, where you can still find, fairly decent deals. And then above that are the shops like Super Potato, even though with the exchange rate right now, they're actually not that bad. And stuff like Retro Game Camp, like the specifically branded retro game shops, those are always going to be the most expensive. And then under that are going to be like the bigger multimedia places like Trader and Surugaya. And then under that, it's going to be hard off, where you can, sometimes find really good stuff for very cheap. So
yes,
Surugaya, not bad. Right in that meaty part of the curve there.
Yeah, I often find good things at Surugaya, even in Akihabara. So
yeah,
if you get a little bit outside of the city, you tend to find better deals at the Surugayas out there.
Yes,
but here,
there's
some odd pricing. There's some good pricing at this shop here, but there's also some things that are a little bit surprising, shocking.
Go to an area where there are less people and they have less money, and you'll probably find better prices on stuff.
It's a good rule. So we're discussing past, present, and future on YouTube. So let's get into that while you take a gander at the shopping in the background here. Mr. Zaku is in the house. He says, "Wow, Scruffy, you look a little dark, man."
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
comment on that myself, but I thought, maybe you've got some sort of medical condition going on. I was going to, you know,
I'm a little dark here. Yes,
yeah,
just a little
got
bit.
the lights out.
Got lights.
Okay, I'm not going to. I'm remember G-rated. Okay.
I'm not ready yet. I haven't put my face on. But as far as YouTube, yeah, I started out on YouTube because I what was it? My first real foray into the retro game thing was through the flea market. So I went to my first flea market here in Tokyo about maybe 4 years ago, and I found an old not Super Famicom, an old Famicom, and I thought that was really strange because so drastically different from my NES, and I thought I had to pick it up. So I grabbed it. I didn't really know anything about refurbishing at the time. I was just hoping it would work, and I took it home, and it worked, and it was really scruffy looking. I mean, it was pretty bad. So I saw a few videos on YouTube on taking them apart and fixing them up. So I cleaned it up and bought a couple games and started playing, and really got into refurbishing and doing game refurbishings that way. And ever since then, it's just been down the rabbit hole. I've been buying scruffy looking things and cleaning them up, and they've just been piling it up in my house here. And from then, I discovered Jim's channel and gotten more into the game side and actually playing more games recently too. But learned a lot from Jim's channel, and also Jimmy Hoppa, Import Gaming for the Win. Some other channels that I watched that were great are Bob from Retro RGB, Voltar. He's another really cool modder that I'm a big fan of. But that's kind of how I got started out in YouTube, watching those guys and just going on from there. But recently, I've just been doing a lot of hunting videos because I haven't had much time for the modding as I'd like. Getting over some sickness at the house here. Not everyone's too healthy here, but things are slowly getting better as time goes on, and hopefully I'll be able to get back doing some more soldering and modding of video games here in the near future. But I'm gonna catch up on the chat, and then let's ask Jim his opinion on his channel. See how his channel is doing. But we got
it's pretty grim.
It's pretty grim. It's like you have a bright future behind you there.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything in the chat. We got Lawrence Sewell. Well, hello, Lawrence Sewell. He says, "Hey guys, first of all, to Jim, happy 3 years of YouTube. If it wasn't for somebody else recommending your channel, I wouldn't be able to grasp a lot of the Japanese gaming goodness. One, a Sega Saturn." Well, thank you, Lawrence. I don't know if you have Jim confused with me, but I'm Scruffy, and it's my 3-year anniversary. Jim's been here. He's a super vet. How long have you been here, Jim?
I've got tenure on YouTube. Yeah,
he's got a 10-year belt.
I've got tenure. I can't be fired at this point. That's how long I've been on YouTube.
But Jim, how did you get into retro gaming or YouTube?
Well, like retro gaming, when I was a teenager, actually, like my late teens, I was working at a job. I was working as a stock boy at a Walmart, and I didn't have any bills to pay really because I was still living at home. So all the money I was making stocking shelves, I was spending it on eBay, picking up game consoles that I had wanted as a kid, but my parents couldn't afford to buy for me. And to be fair, I bought a lot of crap. Like I bought there was a 3DO with like 21 games all bundled together. So I was like, oh, because you see ads for this kind of shit in the back of
Right.
magazines when you're like 10 years old, and you're like, oh man, this looks so awesome. So yeah, 3DO, Sega CDs, 32X, like a lot of Sega stuff, all these things I never had, and that was kind of like my first little, dip my toes into like game collecting was when I was a teenager, just buying stuff off of eBay. But shortly after that, I left to go into the Air
And
Force.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but can I stop you there? So, as a teenager,
Yes.
would you have called it retro gaming back then, or would you have called it like I'm just collecting
Yeah.
old games or something like that?
Yeah. I never used the word retro at the
Right. Yeah.
time. Although I guess technically it would have been considered retro because it was like those consoles were like 15 years old by that
Right.
time.
I see.
But it was just buying crap that I had seen in the back of magazines or on TV, or you knew like a kid whose family had money and they had all this crap and you wanted it. But when I went into the Air Force, I sort of boxed all that stuff up and just left it with a friend of mine and spent a couple of years living in Germany. And what I was doing there was just mainly hanging out, like drinking beer and learning to play guitar and stuff. But then when I got an assignment to Japan, that was in 2010. That's when I started making YouTube videos.
Ah,
Initially, I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Japan. And I was looking at stuff
that's
on YouTube just as
that's
like,
12 years, Jim. When I do the math, sorry to interrupt you.
yeah,
12 years,
that's
huh?
12 years. Wow. How about that? Um, so I was looking at videos on YouTube just for like prep work. Like I knew the neighborhood I was going to be living in, so I was like, I wonder if there are YouTube videos about this neighborhood, and there were. So I was just looking at stuff like that, and
Yeah.
then one of the things I always equated Japan with was video games at the time. So I just started looking up videos about video games in Japan. Started seeing one of the channels I discovered was Luke Morse One, who I don't know how far back, but he was doing hard off videos and things like that. And I was like, wow, that looks pretty cool. I was looking at videos of arcades. I had seen somebody do a video where they went to Super Potato. I thought all that stuff looked really cool. So as soon as I was in Japan, like that first weekend, I went to Akiba. I went to some arcades. I went to Super Potato. I got a Super Famicom and a handful of games. And immediately I was like, all right, this is something I want to do. So I started doing YouTube videos about it. Um, and because also at that time, again, this is like 2010. So there's like a retro gaming community kind of starting to build. Like a lot of the bigger retro game YouTubers now were like just starting. And I was seeing like a lot of that stuff where people were doing pickups videos and talking about their game collections. I was seeing like
Yeah.
Happy Console Gamer.
This is like
And
2010-ish.
yeah, 2010, 2011-ish. I was seeing like
Yeah.
Happy Console Gamer and people like that. The Game Chasers had just started. They were making a series about going on retro game hunts, and that was pretty cool. Um, yeah, a lot of stuff like that. So that was kind of like, hey, I'd like to do some stuff like that too. Basically, just to participate. Had no production value or no real aspirations or anything.
Right.
But yeah, I just wanted to get in on that because I was starting to get into retro game collecting, and then I was more interested in YouTube. And then there's a retro game collecting community on YouTube. It seemed like it made sense at the time, so that's why I got started.
That's awesome. Let me just catch up on the chat real quick.
And I wanted to make millions of dollars.
Yeah,
I
and you're
wanted to
getting
make
there.
I wanted to make all the money on the YouTube. That's why I'm here.
The money and the fame.
Yeah, it's
That's what
all the
it's all
money.
about. It's all
Mm,
about the money, the fame, and the attention. If it's one thing I know Jim craves, that's attention. As you
that's
can
it.
see, he just needs that attention.
I'm desperate for it.
Inuga says Jim is as old as Earth. What do you have to say
That's
about
true.
that? Okay,
It's true.
true.
I mean, it's not. It's closer to true than not true. I'll say that. Yeah.
Then we have Mr. Zaku says, Inuga said also, I found Scruffy when trying to figure out how to mod for an AV, a Famicom I got. Yes, that was probably the first really, not the first successful video I had, but that's like probably the most successful video I have at the moment is the AV Famicom mod. I'd like to get back doing more things like that, but it's kind of odd how YouTube works. You do videos on something you think that is going to do really well, and it doesn't do well, and then you just kind of spit in the bucket and toss out a video, and it just blows up. It's like you never know how it's going to get, what kind of response a video is going to get.
You never can tell.
Never can tell. Mr. Zaku says, Jim, you went to Japan not knowing Japanese? Did you not know Japanese before you came?
I had no idea I was going to be coming to Japan. No, I had no idea I was going to be coming to Japan. I was, again, like I said, I was living in Germany at the time because, like I said, I was in the Air Force. I was a medic, and that's the thing is pretty much every Air Force base has a hospital, so you can get moved from one to the other. So I was in Germany for like 2 years, and in early 2010, because I came here in the summer of 2010. So in early 2010, I got the notification that, okay, you've been reassigned to Yokota Air Base, which is in Fusa in West Tokyo.
Sorry to interrupt you, Jim.
What?
We have a heavy hitter in the room I have to address real quick. We have
Saramaru.
Good old Saramaru is here. This fellow.
You mean literally heavy hitter? Okay.
Yes.
not in terms
hard, my friend.
Not in terms of YouTube
Welcome,
subscribers.
Saramaru. How are you doing today?
You have to. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, hey, Sarah, how you doing?
Sarah was an awesome YouTuber as well, who I actually found out about through Jim, Mr. Kidshoryuken here. I often listen to his streams, and he's got a lot of fun antics on his channel over there. You got to go check that out, Saramaru. Saramaru is upset with Jim at the moment. He said, "Jimmers, you calling me fat?"
That was the joke. Yes. That was the joke. Yes. You kind of missed that one. Literally a heavy hitter. So that's
heavy hitter.
That was the joke. Yeah.
Yes. Saramaru, how you doing today? Are you guys going to do a live stream? You and good old Jesse.
Hey, a funny story. Before I met Saramaru and Jesse, I thought they were the same person. Because I was getting messages on Facebook, and I thought that like he just had two separate accounts for different purposes, and I just assumed they were the same guy. And then when I met them in person, I was like, oh shit, it's two different dudes.
There you go. That's how close you and Jesse are. You're like twins.
Yeah.
Sarah says I'm good.
Which considering never mind. No, again, this is a G-rated show. I'm not going to say any of the things I'm thinking.
We can't delve into the deep.
I will say this offline. When Saramaru, you can't hear what we're saying, we'll say.
Okay.
I'm going to say it.
You can say it in the private chat.
I'd say it to him too if he was here, though. He knows that. Oh.
Saramaru said, "It's okay. Sometimes we fuse to form one."
Yes.
And Jesse McFluff is in the house as well. Saramaru's twin, laughing his buns off. He says, "Go, LOL."
Hey, Saru, what kind of fusion dance do you do?
What's your favorite fusion dance? How does your...
As in two characters that do the fusion dance?
I don't know, but I've challenged Jesse and Saru to a donut eating competition the next time they're in Japan. So when they come here, Jim can film it, and that'll go up live on YouTube, stuffing our faces with donuts.
I'm just gonna say right now, the smart money is on Saramaru.
You can ready the dance.
I'm gonna give him a big spread. If we're gonna get anyone to bet on you, we're gonna have to give them some serious odds.
All right, we'll see.
That guy can handle his donuts.
is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, I've seen him do it.
All right. Well, Jesse is actually the official one I challenged. So
Uh,
who do you think would beat? Who is the larger eater, Jesse or Sutter?
ha! Wow, put me on the spot.
Yeah, you.
I don't know, man. That's too close to call.
All right.
Yeah,
I'd say they're equal since they are twins.
that makes sense.
Yes.
That tracks. Yeah.
But yeah, I heard Saru, you're gonna do. Are you gonna do a live tonight? Today, wherever you are in the world. It's night there, right? Nighttime, I think. Las Vegas. Vegas, the city that never sleeps. Oh boy. So Saramaru says, I think it depends on what's being eaten. LOL. No innuendo insinuated in that comment.
Yeah, apparently he doesn't pay attention. He said donuts.
Donut.
Donuts.
Donuts. Okay. All right. So we got Andy Lopez. Andres Lopez. Andreas Lopez? Sorry, my Spanish is no good. Good morning, gentlemen. What a pleasure to hear from you. Big fan of your content. What is the system you most enjoy collecting nowadays?
For
Do you
me,
want to answer that one first, Jim? I'll get to that after you're done.
right now, I'm not really doing too much collecting. Most of my buying is for other people, but I have been playing a lot of Switch as of late. Just some of the great stuff, shoot 'em ups and shooting collections, things like that that have been being released on the Switch. That's been my go-to console right now.
The
While my
Switch.
retro collecting, yeah, my retro collecting is kind of on hiatus. I'm not really doing much of that anymore. I'm buying lots and lots of retro games. It's just most of them are
Not
getting
playing
packaged
them.
up and shipped out. So
Yeah.
yeah, I do
So
I do take the time to play some of them, sure, but I don't hang on to them very long.
yeah. When the ones that you do play, what are you playing? Because I'm pretty sure you don't. I think you don't have all the systems at the moment. Probably not. Maybe a
No,
couple.
not all of them, but typically anything I pick up that's disc based. I mean, even before you
Yeah.
send it to someone, even if it's not scratched, you want to just play it and make sure it's
Right.
working properly.
Right.
So I pick up plenty of stuff. Very common requests are Dreamcast and Sega Saturn. Everybody
Okay.
likes those,
So
so
you
I
got
pick up a
those at
lot of
home kicking
those.
around.
Yeah, I've still got my
Sure.
Dreamcast sitting in there and my Saturn in the living room, so I can test all that stuff, all the PlayStation stuff, and the PC Engine stuff. I can
Cool.
try all that stuff out before I ship it out. So
Awesome. Yeah.
good time.
As for me, what I've been collecting a lot of stuff, and I need to cut down actually because I need to get rid of some of it actually. But recently, I've been collecting a lot of PC Engine. It's probably one of my favorites at the moment. PC Engine. I haven't bought a whole lot of Famicom recently, but mostly PC Engine, and even recently I got a couple new um, GBA games for the GBA Advance or the Game Boy Advance, which I'm kind of rediscovering. I never really played it. I never had one, and I got the Game Boy player for the GameCube, and I was just testing it out this morning. It's a nice. I like being able to play small screen like handheld games on your television set. It makes a huge difference. So much nicer to play on a big screen. But
Yeah, I
maybe
don't
I
think I
can
ever actually had a Game Boy Advance, but I did have a Game Boy player for my
Game Boy player.
GameCube.
For
Yeah, that's
GameCube,
how I
yeah.
played all the GBA games. Never was a big handheld gamer, but I did
Yeah,
get that Game Boy player so that I could play Zelda and the Legacy of Goku games back in the day.
yeah, definitely. Game Boy Advance. I haven't really explored a lot of the games on there, but I mean, it's very comparable to Super Famicom or the SNES. That's why I think. I mean, those people that like handheld games, a lot of handheld gamers out there know. But I think a lot of people that stick to console games, which I usually do, probably don't know about a lot of the really good games that came out for the GBA, and I'm discovering at the moment. But yeah, definitely worth getting a Game Boy player. Um, there's a lot of new mods out there where you can consoleize your GBA, which is kind of a cool idea. But definitely the Game Boy player is something to check out, something that's been around for a while, and just something cool to spend your time playing. But I picked up. Maybe I'll talk about pickups later. Let me get back to the chat for a second. Sarumaru was answering our question to him from earlier, saying Radical Reggie is coming over, so we'll probably just hang out and eat. That sounds like fun. Hanging out with Radical
What a
Reggie.
surprise.
Radical Reginald. That's cool. Awesome. Sounds like fun times. Staying at the house, I'm guessing.
Good old Reggie.
We got Inu Bass asking GBA for the GBA gods. Yes. I don't know if he's asking. He's just stating it. Mr. Zaku says, the GBA and Game Boy Color mods are crazy now. I agree with that. There's so many different displays you can put into your Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Colors these days. It's kind of hard to choose which one to do. Have you ever played a handheld that's been modified, Jim?
No, I have not. Never. I've seen, like, when we go to that tiny little shop that has all that junk in Akiba, I see, like, all the different, but, like, the different screens and all the, like, putting, like, high-resolution screens and stuff and handhelds and everything. It looks pretty cool, but, like I said, actually, again, with the Switch, that's, like, the most handheld gaming I've probably ever done in my life, just because I never was big on handhelds.
I'll have to
just now.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I prefer. I mean, I played a little bit as a young kid, but the Game Boy, that was black and white, and while it was cool at the time to be able to take your games here and there, I still never really got super into it. Although I had one.
All I had a Game Boy, but I think all I had for it was Tetris, and my friend gave me his copy of Super Mario Land 2, which is really good. And then I think also my parents bought me a Star Wars game for it, which was just a horrible, horrible game. And I think those were the only 3 games I ever had for my Game Boy. And then eventually my mom discovered her love of Tetris, and then she took the Game Boy. So, yeah.
Your mom took over the Game Boy.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the end of Jim's handheld experience there as a kid. Mom took the handheld away.
She doesn't like video games. She doesn't like video games at all, but Tetris, she will play Tetris.
That's funny.
And she's actually very good at Tetris, but it's the only video game she likes.
Awesome. But I forgot. I have to tell you, Jim, you can't badmouth Star Wars in any way on my channel. It's just it's forbidden.
No, it was a great game.
Even if it's a Star Wars bad game, it has to be a good game.
It was so great. I was not disappointed at all when I received that game. I was like, all right, excellent. Because I don't have very many Game Boy games, so it's good that you bought me this. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. Sorry,
that was stupid. But I know that game is not the greatest Star Wars game for sure. So going down the list again, we've got Reluctant Hero here. He says,
"Hey, what's going on?
What's up, Reluctant Hero?" Colin Swinburne. Howdy, boys and girls. Howdy, boys and girls. Howdy, Colin. And Mr. Zaku is girls. Yeah, there's no girls here, Mr. Zaku, unfortunately. You might see one in the background somewhere. Speaking of which, my background has stopped. Okay. Patrick Pauly says, speaking of junk, as someone who imports a ton of consoles from Japan, do you guys find that junk really isn't junk most of the time?
I don't actually buy the junk.
First. I'm going to answer that first. I'm sure Jim doesn't know much about that. But
yes.
As far as junk, I mean, sometimes you can get junk. Depends on where you buy it. Usually if you buy the junk outside of Akihabara, it's not so much as junk. Not saying there isn't any junk, but usually what you buy, everything that's Nintendo, is is going to work, even if you clean it up or put a little bit of IPA on the power switch or whatever. Usually everything still works, even 30 years later. So as long as it's a Nintendo, it's usually going to work. When you get into Sega or some other companies that use cheaper condensers and things like that, you might find some corrosion from capacitors and rust here and there. So, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people that buy junk on eBay are going to find better junk from Yahoo Auction in Japan than like eBay in the US or the UK. Because I think a lot of that stuff there is, like probably the worst of the worst junk. But that's just my opinion. But where was it on that? I found that it's not always the case though. I did buy a Game Boy, an original Game Boy Play It Loud, like a black version of the Game Boy, and I was hoping I could refurbish it, and I bought it off Yahoo Auction, and I opened it up, and it was just crystallized. It looked like emeralds were growing inside of the board because it was just like emerald green. It had just like totally, I don't know what you call it. That's mold, rust. I guess rust turns that Statue of Liberty color. It was really pretty disgusting. And
lots of oxidation.
Unrecoverable, that one. So, it's 50-50, but I'd say you have better chances buying Japanese junk than junk from off eBay. So yeah, I buy a lot of loose games. Jim is not a loose collector. He's a boxed man. Many people that watch my channel and Jim's are usually boxed people. But I think Inu Bass, I don't know, you can let me know. Do you collect loose? I think he does. Maybe not. But yeah, I hope that answered your question, Polly. Inu says, at Saudomardo, I pop on your channel from time to time as Inu Veterano. Okay. Mr. Zaku said, I can't bad mount the last trilogy. Please don't mount the trilogy, not on this channel. Okay, Inu Bass says, there is no last trilogy. Yeah, there is no last trilogy. It keeps going. We have Obi-Wan, actually. Came out yesterday? Day before yesterday? I still haven't got to watch it. No spoilers. Inu Bass also says, there was some weird fan fiction on theaters. That's all. Fan fiction. Okay.
Totally
was. Hashiriya 714. We have a car racing fellow here. Will Japan fully reopen for solo travel this coming October? Right now, it's only strictly controlled small tour groups. Yes, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I might pass that over to Jim. He's got his finger on the pulse of Japan. So
yeah, because I know some people that are. I know some people that are already here. They came on like student visas and stuff like that. The most recent article I saw said that the Japan ministry, maybe the Ministry of Health or whoever it is that controls it, but they lowered the risk level for like 30 something countries down to level 1, which means that like people traveling from Japan to there, it's like fine. It's just exercise caution when you're in public places or whatever. But with that, with the risk level being lowered for those countries, it does open up to travel, non-essential travel, quote unquote. So whether or not that means that they're still only going to let people, sort of shuffle around in tour groups, or if they're just going to let people come in on, passports or tourist visa or whatever, I'm not 100% sure. But it did say that. I think I shared this article with some people like yesterday, that they had lowered the risk assessment for a bunch of countries, and then that should then also allow them travel for non-essential, like non-business or student purposes. But even still, yeah, like I said, a number of people that are out here already, they've come on student visas, and they're looking at business investor visas and all that kind of stuff. So that kind of travel is opened up, but you need money to do that. So Yeah, it looks like it's loosening up right now. If this trend continues, I can imagine that by October, tourist travel will be allowed for at least a bunch of countries. Maybe not every country on Earth, but those ones that they consider not very risky. First world places.
Right. So there you have it. It's coming. It's coming slowly, but I think it'll be fully opened up soon, hopefully. Inu Bass says, "You're right, my bro." Saramaru is talking to Inu Bass. Oh God, I know. Thanks for popping in, Mr. Inu, sir. Appreciate it. Patrick Pauly says, "I buy from Yahoo Auctions Japan." Well, it's not a bad place to start. Also, saltwater from the tsunami, probably. Saramaru says, "Got my copy of Valkyrie Densetsu for 400 yen and a jump bin complete. Works great, fortunately." That is a steal. Complete. 400 yen. What do you think about that, Jim?
For Valkyrie no Densetsu,
Yeah.
PC Engine.
We're talking PC Engine. I'm sure we're talking to Saramaru. So definitely.
Well, yeah, if it's 400 yen and if it's not just a loose U card, yeah, that's a really good deal on that. It's a steal.
How long? I have to ask Saramaru. How long ago was that? Was that like 4 years ago? Right? Was it the last time you were here?
Yeah.
Even then, that's still a really good deal. Like 4 years ago, still probably. Because I think those go for 50.
Yeah, it's not like an exclusively expensive game, but it's not cheap either.
Yeah. We've got Arcade Games. Welcome, sir. New viewer, new chatter. Yo, great to stream tonight. Great stream tonight. And you even have that jerk at Saramaru in chat. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Kidding. Yo at Saramaru. Awesome. So Saramaru is bringing in new viewers. Thank you, Saru. Destiny. Hey girl. Hey. Now I gotta say that with the snaz. I can't do Saru.
What?
Oh, Destiny FOMO's here. What? We have a real
Oh,
heavy hitter.
hey, young lady, how you doing?
So Destiny says, Saramaru, hey my dude, I hope you're doing well. RG Scruffy looking RGB, hey dude, what's up, Destiny? We've got your fellow homie here, Mr. Kidshoryuken. Thanks for hanging out with us today. How are you doing?
Oh my God! Please tell me he didn't just drop off and leave me here all by my lonesome. All right. Well, that's unfortunate. I don't know where our host went. Maybe he'll be back. Maybe he won't. Who knows? I can't even see the chat right now, so I don't know what the fuck's being said. Hey, here he comes.
I'm sorry. I pressed something.
The hell did you do to me?
I'm sorry.
You left me here.
I thought you could
all
handle
alone.
it. All alone in my room. All right. What happened to everything? I destroyed it all.
And I don't think this streaming thing is going to work out for you, Scruffy.
Sorry. Let's put up some games. Let's put up some games. Here we go. All right. We got games up there. We're okay.
And I'm sure we're somewhere in frame.
There we
are. That works. That works.
Well, sorry, I'm not a professional like Saramaru. I do not know the ways of the live stream or Destiny. I'm sure she's got her live streaming skills.
Yeah, you might want to pick up a few tips off some of these folks.
Indeed.
Not for me though. I don't know shit about live streaming, so.
Jim is on occasion does his live stream here and there. I'm better with I got a camera and I'm walking around town. That's as far as my live stream goes.
That's my preference too. Right. I'm not a streamer.
Nice and simple. Although if
someone else does all the work, like you're doing, that's fine. That's fine. I'll take that.
The StreamYard app or the streaming thing here, StreamYard, is pretty easy to use. If anybody ever considered using it, it's pretty easy. 3 panes. But let's get back to the chat that I deleted. We were at Destiny, came in the chat, and then they went crazy. CJ Rosa, welcome CJ. For me, the only games that have to be mint are PC Engine, Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
we
jewel
can see
case
them.
stuff. You want it. You want it to look nice. And there he goes again. What the hell? This guy can't get his shit together. Jeez. All right, here I am. What am I? Okay, here he comes.
Ah,
Presumably,
I gotta. I
I'm gonna.
I'm for this. You know what? I
You
figured
are
trying to
the
scroll down
worst.
the chat, and it's completely taken me out of the whole thing. So I'm just gonna not do that anymore.
You know what? I'm gonna go. I'm gonna jump in here. I'm gonna look at the chat.
Okay, you be
Just
the
give me a
chat
minute.
miser, and I will see if I can figure stuff.
You just talk about whatever,
All
and
right, I
I'm
will.
gonna come take a look at the chat here. All right, let
Let me
me
put something interesting up, and
go
then
find this chat.
all right, feast your eyes on that. Sorry, boys and girls in the chat. All right, let's get back.
Let's have a look.
All right, Destiny came in, and then Sarumaru, dude, for real, we can do that. Okay. All right. Okay, arcade games. Sarumaru, I'll have to keep you posted. I have no idea how long the Japan travel ban is, or is it over? I'd love to be able to see the field location test of my upcoming game in Japan. Arcade games. He's got a game coming out. What system is that for arcade games? That's cool. Mr. Zach says, I died. I hope not. Stay healthy out there in the good old land of Argentina. Jesse McFluff. We will stream eating donuts, Scruffy, when I'm there. Yes, we will. Jim's going to film it, and you're going down. Jim doesn't believe in me, but I believe in me. Inuvas says, LOL. Are you looking at the chat? Or are you eating donuts over there, Jim? Why am I doing the chat? All right.
I was looking at the chat, but
shall I just continue? I'm just on a roll here. The Black Void of Scruffiness.
Yeah, sure.
Says Inubas. Yes, I am the Black Void. Always bet on black. Black is beautiful. Black is bold. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Sarimar says, arcade games. Yeah, man. We'd love to see your game in Japan arcades when I visit. Sarimar says, Destiny, I'm so down. That would make my year to see you playing my game in Japan in the next year. Would be awesome. I would love to. You want to tell us more about your game? That would be awesome as well. Sorry, I don't know. Inuvas says at Arcade Games, hello, fellow game developer. Destiny says, taking a 16-hour flight was worth it to go eat a gyro with Jim. Aw.
Yes. Jimmy. Yeah. No, that was a good time. Yeah, last time, a young lady was here, went out, did some game shopping, had some food, a couple beers, good times.
Cool. Arcade Game says, I'm working on a bullet hell shooter that will be released in arcades in the next year. Wow. No exact date, but it's happening, and I'm super excited. That's awesome, man. That's like right up our alley here.
Yeah,
right, Jim?
very cool.
Bullet
yeah,
hell.
Absolutely. I play quite a lot of those.
Bare knuckle, or white knuckles, and excitement. So it's all about. Speaking of that, I have a pickup related to shooting games. Ashiria714 says, Jim and Scruffy, when you guys walk the streets of Akiva, and with the obvious no foreign tourists for the past 2.5 years, to you guys, the vibe, mood, and atmosphere of Akiva change much? I'll just give you a quick answer. Yes, less. No offense to anybody that's coming, but tourists are known for being loudmouth, a little bit unruly characters. But yeah, it's definitely changed. Much more relaxed. What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, Tokyo in general is very different because some of the places I hang out, like Akiba, like Shinjuku, places like that, have been very different with 2 years of no tourist traffic, nothing like that. It's nice that if you go somewhere and it's not assumed you're a tourist, and when people are like, oh, okay, they know you're a resident because there are no more tourists. But now it's coming back in. You get that question: how long have you been here? When did you get here? 10 years ago. um, yeah, it's different. But I am starting, as visas become more available and stuff. Sometimes I go out drinking, and there's more foreign faces than there were a year or so ago. And also
Yeah,
sucks
definitely.
because I'm here on a visa, and I go periodically to renew my visa at the Immigration Bureau. And this last time I did it was awesome because there hasn't been any real immigration. So like it was like you get in, you get out. I was in and out in 45 minutes, which is amazing because it's usually like a 4 or 5 hour endeavor under normal circumstances. So yeah, that's one thing I'm not looking to. Like I understand for the Japanese economy and other people, they really want it and everything. It's good that they'll open up travel and everything, but at the same time, selfishly, I'm like, I really don't want that immigration trip to turn back into a 5 hour ordeal. So I'm like, if we could just hold them off until after I get my visa renewed later this summer, that'd be okay. I can tolerate that. Yeah, different for sure.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. It's definitely much different here. The vibes, it's much more relaxed in those places that would have more foreigners. But at the same time, because of this whole thing that a lot of the game shops are closing, and a lot of the arcades are getting bought out, and those things are not good. But
Yeah.
the relaxed
I mean,
environment is kind of nice.
the arcades getting bought out. I mean, I guess spoilers. I do have a video on that coming up next Saturday on June 4th,
Awesome.
where they've all been converted to. Actually, you helped me make that video.
Well, well,
Um,
well.
they've all been converted to Gigo. They're
Gigo.
not. Yeah, they're not Sega
No more
arcades
Sega.
anymore. They're Gigo arcades. But regardless of the logo, the content of the arcades is more or less the exact same. So don't feel too bad about it. You don't get to see that nice big logo, but you can still go play all the usual games. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, the really good ones, like I think most of the ones I learned from Jim were the Hay. I really like Hay because they have the most like retro games, and other ones, like you said, are mostly crane games. Nothing really too exciting.
Yeah,
They have that one
that
retro one that we went to together.
is
Was that another Sega? Yeah.
retro. Yeah,
When we were
that was
filming that video, that one they have quite a few
yeah,
good retro stuff there.
yep,
Retro
retro G.
arcade
It's just
machines.
that one. It's just that one floor of that big Gigo arcade, but it's awesome. That one floor has enough games in it to keep you busy for a very long time. So
Oh, Saramaru says, arcade games. The title is called Jam Jam, and I'm not sure it's called Jam Jam on Jelly. I guess it is Jam Jam on Jelly. Okay, Jam Jam on Jelly, and it looks super cute. That sounds cool. I mean, it sounds like one of those super flamboyant, colorful, cute shoot 'em ups that I enjoy. I love the really lots of colorful sprites and
you
my
like the
shooters.
cute 'em ups.
I like the cute 'em ups, but I don't dislike the other kind of shoot 'em ups.
Sure.
I prefer the flashy. Uh, so we got Arcade Game says, so cool to hear how all these awesome YouTubers get to hang out in Japan. So neat. There aren't so many YouTubers. Well, the only YouTuber I hang out with is Jim here,
Yeah,
and
and
then Jimmy, and who comes down every once in a while.
yeah, Jimmy
Or
comes
two.
down from Sendai. Dennis comes for a visit every
Oh,
so
Dennis.
often.
Yes. Can't forget about Dennis.
Uh,
Where is Dennis?
Sam, I think you've hung out with Sam a
Oh,
time or
yes,
two.
Sam. There you go. I forget.
And
There is quite a few.
actually, recently, Sam, another YouTuber quite well known, Jared, he has a channel called Avalanche
Oh,
Reviews.
That's right, Jerry.
Him and his wife just recently moved to Tokyo, and I think him and
Right.
Sam were hanging out last weekend. And
Oh, really?
I was gonna go hang out, but duty called, so to speak.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. We got it.
you know what
We
that
got it.
means.
I know what that means.
Bit of the old hanky
Donuts.
panky donuts. Yeah, I'd do some donuts.
Let's see. What else do we got here? Yeah, Jam and Jelly, or Jam and Jelly is what the game is called. Scruffy and Jim game hunting live soon. Hopefully.
Probably.
We did do some things together. I was helping him shoot some videos, but we didn't really do a live hunt. But I think soon. The whole thing with live shooting is that the quality is so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But when Jim's there, it's more fun. It adds something to the hunt. But like I said, like it really depends on the stream that we're getting. Some days it comes in really clean. Sometimes it's not. I'd really like to invest in getting like an IRL type backpack setup, but
Yeah, that's
that's
why.
a lot of money, and that's also a lot of know-how. And I'm
Yeah.
not quite there yet. Maybe in the
Yeah,
next year or so that might happen. I don't know.
I asked because Destiny, she does those IRL streams there in New York City, and I
New
asked, I was
York
like, "What the hell are
City.
you using?" And she sent me a link to all the stuff, and yeah, it is like a $5,000 thing. I'm like, you know what? I don't even like streaming so much. We
Yeah,
don't
but
need to do
it's
that.
really kind of technical. I mean, you can set up for cheaper than that. Maybe a fraction of that, but it takes a
Yeah,
lot of know-how, like a lot of PC networking know-how, and I'm not quite there at the moment, and
that's
don't
why
feel
when I
comfortable
do,
spending $1,000 on hardware
yeah,
to get that set up at the moment. So
that's why when I
maybe in the
do
future.
occasionally stream, it's just me sitting down somewhere with a good Wi-Fi connection. Other than
Yeah.
that, you know,
Yes, I do. So there's your answer, Saru. Inubas, the most annoying question you get as gaijin, referring back to our gaijin coming to Japan thing. When are you going back? You ever get that, Jim? When are you going back? When are you getting the heck out of our
no,
country? Oh no,
no,
I guess
no. I know.
Inubas does.
No one's ever asked
Uh,
me that.
oh yeah, well when are you going back?
They just asked me like it's just the normal questions. Where are you
Where are you
from?
from?
Which
Yeah.
and how long have you been here? And uh, that's about it, really. Like other than that, it's pretty normal conversations. Although, you know me, I'm a bit of a I mean, I'm not so much an introvert. It's just that I pick very specific circumstances when I'm like chatty with people. So unless I'm like
Okay.
in a bar
Yeah.
or meeting someone from YouTube or someone that I know or whatever, I'm typically not like so like chatty with people. So I don't get asked a lot of questions because I don't really talk to very many people. So yeah, I've never been asked like, okay, when are you getting the hell out of here? It's just, how long have you been here? Where are you from? And that's about it. And there he goes again. What is it with this guy? Is it just me? Come on. Um, anyway, so I'm not even looking at the chat. I'm just gonna assume that people are active in there while
My apologies.
this guy gets his stuff together.
Like I said, this is just silly. I
Hey,
click on one side.
Scruffy,
Hey, yeah.
what do you say we get to the pickups here?
All right, let's get to the
And
pickups. Jim's got to go. He's tired of this
yeah,
mess. Um,
yeah, and then the future plans you talked about,
future
right?
plans. Let's do that. All right.
All right.
This is going long. Destiny says, I can't wait to meet at Scruffy Looking RGB in Sam. It will be a
Oh
heck of a
yeah,
time.
what a couple of gents right there, absolute gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
Destiny,
Uh,
you're gonna love them both.
she says, dude, the IRL backpack is legit. Yes, I'd love to have legit cash for one. I'd definitely
It looks
consider.
legit.
Hello,
We're
Scruffy
not
and
legit
Jim.
though, so
Hello, Brian
that's the
Padawan.
problem.
Welcome.
Hey,
Inubad.
Brian.
I've gotten that question a few times. That's just that Scruffy connection I'm used to. Yeah. See, there you go. Stay scruffy looking. That's my motto. So whether it's scruffy or not, it's still gonna happen. Sarmar says lies. Jim is super chatty and touchy feely, but I ain't complaining. I ain't complaining
Well,
either. I just gotta
it's
say.
just that Saru has, a very inviting personality, and he just makes you want to do those kinds of things. It's either his personality or he put something in my drink. But
He's very bubbly. He's a bubbly
yeah,
personality. He's got that charm.
hmm
That Latino charm.
that has to be it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, pickups. So, can anybody in the chat guess which game from this frozen frame I picked up?
Oh, you picked up
5,
something in
4,
this
3,
frame?
2, 1. Can you not see it?
I can see it. I'm gonna guess you picked up Earthworm Jim.
Anybody else? Sotomar says inviting moves. Nobody's saying anything yet. Let's check the. Please don't destroy the chat.
That's my guess.
Scruffy
If you
picked up
were,
Parodius. You picked Jim.
and
All
then
right.
if you were smart, you got Earthworm Jim. That's a classic.
Sotomar says Goemon. Brian Padawan says Metal Max. I'm going to give you 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I got Biometal.
Oh, Biometal. Okay.
Not very scruffy pickup. I thought I'd splurge a little bit on a more expensive game since it's the 3rd year anniversary. So I got Biometal.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I never had heard of it. This is a very impromptu buy. I didn't know about it before I saw it here, and I didn't really research it. I just saw that it was a shooter, and I was like, all right, I'll grab that. So it's Unibest is the most expensive scruffy yet. Yeah, probably definitely 7,000 yen is not my usual spending limit. But I thought, what the heck? So from what I've played, JT says expensive game. Yes, expensive game for me. It's a pretty good shooter. It has some good dynamics. I would put some play of it here, but I didn't take any yet. So it's kind of, I guess people compare it to R-Type, but I don't think it's anything really like R-Type at all.
No, it's
It
not.
has
It's
like
not
an
like
alien theme.
Yeah, it has
You get
visually.
your
It's a little similar, but
kinda. I
gameplay
mean,
wise,
it's got a theme, but like even the visuals don't remind me of
yeah.
R-Type. What do you think
But
about it,
yeah.
Jim?
Oh, it's good. It's a fine shooter. Yeah, definitely not like R-Type. R-Type is a very slow, methodical kind of gameplay. Biometal's gameplay is a little faster paced, and
Yeah,
yeah, it's fun. I have not played it in a very long time.
yeah. Did
Um,
you play it on the NES then, or did you play it on the Famicom too?
no, I played it on a Super Famicom.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been a long time. Probably since I did like a top 10 Super Famicom shoot 'em ups video like 5 or 6 years ago, and I think that
It
was
was
the
in that
last time
one.
I played it. It was an
Okay.
honorable mention.
Okay.
Yeah, there's
Cool.
a lot of shooters on the Super Famicom, despite the fact that everyone, they're slow playing, the processor sucks, whatever. There are actually a lot of shooters on the Super Famicom that I like a lot, regardless of if there's like a lot of slowdown or whatever. So,
Right. This one, I mean, it has that dynamic. You can throw your like shield. You can throw it.
yes,
You can expand it. It
the big
absorbs like
circle of orbs that circle
yeah.
around your ship or whatever.
It's pretty cool. I like it so
Yeah,
far.
it's
It's
not
pretty
bad.
tough too. It's not an easy one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got
Yeah,
some
good
challenge
pickup.
to it. Thank you. Thought I'd splurge a little bit. But I also picked up a GBA. I picked up a Game Boy Advance game, Tetsuan Atom, yesterday actually on my way home.
Oh, okay. As
Was
in
playing
Astro
it.
Boy?
Yeah, Astro Boy.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's a really. I mean, I played a little bit this morning, and yeah, it was fun. It's lots of fun. It has shooter elements. It has your action elements. There's a lot of boss
Hmm.
battles in it. really good graphics for a GBA game. I put it up on the big screen, so it was pretty nice to look at. A lot of fun. I think Inu Bass kind of pushed me to buy that one because I think he picked it up recently too. And I had been, before he had said that, I remember looking at it and really kind of thinking, I might want to grab that. So I got it. It was good. How about yourself, Jim? You've been playing a lot of Switch games, but any
Yeah.
pickups besides the Switch? Of course, you can mention Switch, but like any retro games that you've picked up at all, if
Not
not
really.
just
Like
Switch games.
again, yeah, again, like I said, everything retro I've been picking up recently has been for the purpose of sending it to other people, because I offer like a game service through my Patreon, and it's usually there's quite a lot of people, usually somewhere between 40 and 50 people signed up. So I'm buying games constantly for those people, and various shipping restrictions apply. So some of those games stay with me longer than others while I wait for the world to sort of like correct itself. So yeah, I haven't really been picking up much in the way of retro for me for my personal use, but like you said, I did pick up a bunch of Switch games, these shoot 'em ups. I've been playing a lot of Switch shoot 'em ups lately. Some of these are collections of retro games, though, and but first off, I did pick up the Death Smiles 1 and 2
Mhm.
collection, which is really awesome because basically they took the releases that they put out for the Xbox 360 and they kind of just cleaned them up a little bit and ported them over to the Switch and the PS4 as well. But you get the original Death Smiles, you get the Mega Black label, and then you get Death Smiles 2 and all kinds of different options and gameplay modes and stuff. So the Death Smiles collection is really cool. Um, I picked up both of these, the Total Plan Arcade Garage collections. So this
Ooh.
one is the Kyukoku Tiger collection. So it's got arcade versions of Tiger Heli and Kyukoku Tiger, which is Twin Cobra. So it's got the arcade versions and then various options that you can play with the arcade versions. And then it's also
Uh-huh.
got the Mega Drive port, PC Engine, Famicom. It's just got everything on this collection. And then they did the same thing, but they did it with this Hisho Zame 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 or Same Same Same. Um, so this has Flying Shark, and then my favorite, which is Fire Shark. And again, you get the arcade versions, you get the Mega Drive and Genesis ports, you get Famicom, you get all kinds of stuff, just everything in here. So it's a lot of fun. So if you like those total plan shooters, they're being released in these big collections. Um, I also got Raiden 4,
Ooh.
the Mikado remix.
Yeah.
Um, so this has different gameplay modes on it. So there's the original arcade mode. There's I believe it's called additional mode, but it's got like extra levels and remixed, recomposed soundtracks. They actually have the artists on the back of the case. I guess people that Mikado paid them to do a whole new soundtrack for this game. There's like multiplayer modes and score attack and a double mode where you can control two ships at once. So there's all kinds of stuff on here. So the Mikado remix of Raiden 4 is a lot of fun. All this stuff is on Amazon as well. And then the last one I picked up, this one here is called Andro Dunos 2,
That one
and
I'm really curious about.
it's very good. It is a sequel to an old, like early '90s Neo Geo shoot 'em up. This one made by Pixel Heart, and it's awesome. I mean, as far as gameplay modes go, it's bare bones. It's just like your straightforward arcade mode, if I'm not mistaken, and it's a single player
Right.
only. But it's very fun. The graphics are great. It's kind of like that modern retro pixel style, but it looks very
Right.
good, very well done. If you could be mistaken thinking it's an actual like game, a Neo Geo game from like 1993. Um, Soundtrack is really good, and the gameplay is awesome. It's not too difficult, like it's just challenging enough. But
Right.
it's just overall, I'd say it's a very well balanced shooter. Just great gameplay. Soundtrack is awesome. Graphics are awesome. And I got the Switch version, but it's also on the PS4. It's also on the Dreamcast if you want to pick up the Dreamcast version. And I think there's even a 3DS version now. They just released this for everything they could. But yeah, Andro Dunos 2 is very good. So yeah,
That
those are the Switch shooters I picked up recently.
yeah, I think that will probably be my next pickup too. That's
Yeah,
what
definitely get it.
what's his name? The guy that you actually shouted out, Shump's guy. What's his name?
Oh, Shmup Junkie.
Shump Junkie. Yeah,
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 that's he.
he did a
Yeah,
thing on it. That's
it's a great game. I think it's like $40 on Amazon, brand new, and
nice.
it's really good,
Definitely
really good.
affordable.
Yeah.
We'll have to check it out.
Um, in fact, speaking of Smoke Junkie, like he did really in-depth review of Android Dunos 2, and I think some of this other stuff. I'll have coming up in June some reviews of some of these too, but they're going to be like much shorter. So he's very long, detailed reviews. He gets into all the kind of like ins and outs of the gameplay and everything else. I am not that kind of person when it comes to games. I'm a very
Yeah,
much an overview kind of person. I'm like, wow, this is
right.
fun and it looks good and it sounds badass. So my reviews are going to be probably close to like 6 minutes or so, very short, and you can almost call them overviews. And there he goes again. My God, sir. So anyway, now that he's out of here, we can finally talk serious. We can say what we really think about Scruffy looking RGB. I mean,
Stop
what a
right
jerk, huh?
there.
Hey,
Stop right
hey,
there.
buddy.
I'm
What is going on? All right. I was just keeping things
keeping it moving.
lively
Thank you.
while you were gone.
Thank you. Thank you.
But
All right.
those be my recent pickups. And actually all five of those I've written and recorded reviews for, and Dennis is now the new editor for Shoryuken. So those are with Dennis. He's
Whoa.
editing them as we speak. So that
Incredible.
should a marked bump up in editing quality, I think. So
Cool.
there you go.
Okay. So we're going to talk about these are just some of my pickups that I picked up. As you can see, I also bought some Sailor
Did
Moon.
he drop off? Where are you?
I'm at home. This is my modding desk at home, my everything desk.
Okay.
But these are going to be used to refurbish some old controllers. I'm just going to catch up on the chat, and then we can talk about future of stuff, since you're talking about Dennis, and he's going to do your show review Ken stuff. Hashiraya714 says, Jim, besides the death metal theme bar at Golden Guy, is there a 1980s cyberpunk bar theme at Golden Guy?
There is. I actually haven't been there. I just know of it because I was saying earlier how Sam and Jared were hanging out last week, and Sam said one of the places he went to was sort of a like cyberpunk themed bar that is there in Golden Guy. It's actually one of the ones that's like tucked away in a little like sort of like side alley. Like Golden Guy is nothing but little side streets, but even still, they found space and little, dark alleyways to put more stuff. And apparently, there is a like 80s cyberpunk style themed bar there that Sam was hanging out at and sent me some pictures from there. So that's a place I'm gonna want to swing by because I actually have not been to that one yet, but it looks pretty cool. There is one of those. That's right.
Cool. Very, very cool. So talking about future of the channel. So my plans are to do more modding, as I always say, and try to balance that out with the shopping videos. Also, might do some product review, kind of short product review stuff, because I've been buying a lot of stuff relating to getting better video quality out of your old retro game systems. So I might talk a little bit about those things and just kind of give my opinion on them. I also have an interview with a fellow modder who's stationed out here. Not stationed. He lives out here in Tokyo, and made something really, really cool I want to share with everyone here. I think everyone can get a kick out of it, would enjoy hearing about it. Um, Real soon, maybe next week or the week after, I'll release that video, but I'll have more on that soon. And then me and Kidshoryuken have been doing a lot of not collaborations, but we've been working together at least, and been helping him shoot some video stuff. And recently, I haven't been able to do that because of health issues, but hopefully in the next month or so, things will get better, and we'll be able to do some more collaboration things real soon. I think Jim's been talking a lot about what he's been doing or what he's out to do recently, but I'll throw the future of Jim's channel at him. You want to talk a little bit about what you have planned your
Oh
future?
yeah, absolutely. Like I said, game reviews I'm gonna start doing again because I haven't done anything like that for like a year now.
Uh-huh.
Just because I've been, kind of working on other stuff, but worked out a deal with Dennis where he's gonna be my editor for those. So I'm writing reviews and recording the gameplay footage and everything, and then I send all that to Dennis, and he's gonna do all of the editing. And so Kidshoryuken, my little review series, that's going to be coming back in June. And like I said, Dennis is a much, much better editor than me. So that should be like a marked improvement in quality there. Um, some other stuff coming up. Like I said, you and we filmed some stuff together in Akiba. That's coming up in June. Actually, on June 4th will be my video we shot about all the Sega arcades going away and being replaced with Gigo. In addition to that, I have started a new series of videos on like bars and night spots, things like that. We actually already shot and finished the first episode, which is on a bar called Deathmatch in Hell,
Looking forward
which
to that.
is, yeah, it's a bar with heavy metal and horror movie themes. So that video has actually already been completed, and it's now available on Patreon. So lots of people there have already seen that and enjoyed it. That'll be released in June as well. And in addition to that, I'm planning to do a lot more videos like that on like barcades and little bars and things. So, for example, I've already contacted the staff of a place called High Score, which advertises itself as a burgercade. So they have really big, awesome burgers. I've already been there a couple of times. They've got big burgers. They've got lots of different types of craft beers and things to choose from. And then it's a barcade, so they have cocktail cabinets and stuff. You can play like Pac-Man and Donkey
That's cool.
Kong and Space Invaders, stuff like that.
Can I ask
Um,
you where that barcade is located? Like what area?
it
I
is, I
saw in.
believe, I
Oh, go
think
ahead.
it's in Higashi Ogikubo.
Okay, it's not the one I was thinking of. Okay,
So it's
there's
very close to me.
that sounds cool. There's a lot of good stuff to be seen on Kidshoryuken's channel coming up soon.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Um,
Hmm.
let's just catch up on the chat and let me gather myself. Uh, a shooter going way back. Cyberbar. Okay, Adam Dash is like Marina from Mischief Makers. In the Adam game, I'm guessing. I don't know what Mischief Makers is. Do you know,
I
Jim?
believe that's it. I think Mischief Makers is an N64 game by Treasure,
Oh, okay.
I think.
All right, possibly. Brian says, "Dang, I need to order those on Play Asia." Speaking of the games Jim was picking up, adding to
They're
that
very
list.
good.
Also, I did pick up. I really hyped it a lot on my social media. Never made a game review about it, but Kiki Kai Kai, the most recent one that they released
Hmm.
for PS4 and Switch.
That's one I
Um,
need to pick up as well.
it's
I'd
really
really
good.
like
I
to play
like
that.
it. I have not gotten all the extras out of it. I got to the point where you could play two player, but after that, I kind of stopped and got busy with other
I,
things.
I also the new Cotton game, Cotton Rock and
Ooh,
Roll, I believe.
rock and roll.
I still want to pick that up as well.
Ooh, that sounds like a good one as well. Brian also said he got Andros on the 3DS. Andro on the 3DS. I didn't know there was a game for 3DS.
Androdunos 2.
Androdunos.
Yeah. So they
Unib-
ported it to the Dreamcast, the 3DS, all kinds of stuff.
Unibas says Shumps Junkie did a good one for our favorite Willow Munching Psycho Cotton. Yeah,
Yes.
Shumps Junkie has some interesting intros. He goes all out for his. He's very theatrical on the intros.
He's an interesting guy, that Schmuck Junkie.
Unibas says Lel, that timing. It's probably when I crashed out of the chat and Jim was left by himself. Alex Kuhn says, welcome, Alex Kuhn. Hey. Good, very early morning. Good morning. How do you say good morning in Swedish?
Yeah. Swedish? I don't know. I know in German it's Guten Morgen. I don't know what it would be in Swedish.
Ohio gozaimasu. CJ Rosa, welcome. Those SFC Sailor Moon games are pretty fun. Yeah, the S. What is it?
Yeah.
The S.
Beat 'em ups and stuff.
Yeah, the S Kawaii. I haven't played before, but they were so cheap I could not pass up on them. I'm sure somebody will want these at some point. 300 yen for the S Kawaii. I think it's usually like 1,000 yen, but 300 yen, that's a good deal. And then the action platformer. That's also fun. I didn't finish that, but me and my wife, who doesn't usually play games, played it with me, which was a lot of fun. That was fun. We also did play Kiki Kai Kai as well. We played that. That was fun. That is a fun 2-player game. Although you have to play, I'd say about 3 hours. I don't know. It depends on how good you are before you can get the 2-player co-op option. So, where are we going here? Hashiriya says, Jim and Scruffy, do you guys like going to Yodobashi? It's like the Best Buy store of Japan. I like going. They've got a lot of stuff. I mean, if you need to buy hard drives or toys or modding stuff, I buy resin from them sometimes. So I don't know about Jim.
Well, I only go when I'm with other people that want to go there.
Okay.
Like my friend Reed likes to go there quite a lot, but
I guess you
buy
don't have to go.
Amazon. Yeah.
You can even buy buy everything on Amazon, or you can buy. They have online at Yodobashi.
Oh yeah,
it's not. It's not the and it's. I don't know if they still do it, but they had like free shipping. Of course, you have to be in Japan, but free shipping. So they have cosmetics there at Yodobashi. So my wife likes to buy cosmetics because we don't have to go in, just order online. It arrives like the next day. It's really convenient. Or if you want to buy a PlayStation, just order it. Arrives the next day. It's really nice. Unibas says Kiki Kai Kai on the Switch. Unlock easy mode and 2-player by finishing the game in normal mode. Genius. Quite genius. Yeah, you have to finish the game before you have enough to. I guess you don't. It's like 10,000 coins or finish the game, and I think it takes less time to finish the game. So I think I am going to wrap it up there. Thank you all for coming out and joining me and Jim on this hour and 20-minute live stream celebrating 3 years of Scruffy on YouTube. Do you have any closing remarks, Jim, or are you pretty closing out? And right when we close, we have Retro Remy saying, late to the party, was having a late dinner with the fam. What's up, Jim and Scruffy? Good vibes. Welcome,
right, Retro Remy. You're just in time. And there he goes again. Oh, this guy. So is there all right. So again, now that he's out of the room, you can say how you really feel.
Timing again as well.
Oh, so, there we go.
I think I'm getting good at this. So sorry, everyone. Yeah. So did you any final thoughts, Jim? Any good things to say about me?
No, but just watch the YouTube videos and enjoy, I guess, because we're working on lots of stuff as we speak, and it should be I don't know, at least watchable. You could be doing worse things with your time. That's it. That's all I've got.
All right. So I finally figured out where my video files were, but this is Biometal, the one I picked up. The other thing I had to say about it is it has a complete different music track compared with the NES version.
Oh, that's right. The SNES version has some sort of like almost like what's that song? They took some song like
Yeah, the
some
one from
popular.
Mortal Kombat. I think it's
Yeah,
almost
something
the same
like
as the one
that.
as Mortal Kombat, and I forgot the
Yeah.
name. They're like Unlimited 2 or something like that.
Too
Unlimited 2.
Unlimited, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Just took some random ass Too Unlimited songs and made it a 16-bit version, and there's your soundtrack for some reason.
It's
Okay.
really weird. This is a really weird throwback. Oh, by the way, uh, when I bought this game, I didn't know anything about it, so I searched YouTube to see if there was any reviews on it. And Dongled, a fellow friend of Jim and Jimmy
Yeah.
Hopper, and probably
Good old
Sarmar too, but
Mike Tendo.
he did a review on it a while back, maybe 6 to 8 years ago. Go check that out. He did some. He has some funny theatricals in his reviews as well. So definitely go check that out if you're interested in hearing more about Biometal. Interesting reviews there. But as for me, I think that's going to wrap it up. This is Scruffy looking RGB and Kidshoryuken. Be on the lookout for more collaborations with us, and have a lovely rest of your weekend. Get ready for Jim's new stuff about to drop June 4th, one that we shot together. Take care, everyone. This is going to keep going and going if I don't stop it right here.
Shut up!
Shut up. All right. Take care. But above all, stay scruffy looking. Goodbye, everybody.